Hello again and welcome to Tips with Andrew. I am Andrew Sapiano. Thank you so much for joining me on this happy Sunday. Happy football Sunday, week one. Yes, I hope you guys are rocking out your weekend. I hope you guys had an awesome weekend so far and are currently in resting and recovering mode, getting ready for that long grind of the week we have ahead of us. Quickly, a couple of updates before we get started here. I have launched a weight loss course for beginners. It is an online digital course for download. Discover 5 little known secrets to losing weight. It's an online course that you can download and go through at your own pace. You can take the modules as you see fit and work at it, build it into your busy schedule. If you or somebody you know of is interested in learning more or in dropping a few pounds now that the summer months are officially, I guess they're officially over at this point. We're into fall, we're back to school, we're back to, I guess, quote unquote real life, right? Summer holidays are over, right? So definitely reach out to me, drop me a comment, send me a message. We'll get you rocking and rolling. There's tons of cool stuff that comes along with the initial launch, and I'm super excited to get it out there into the masses for you to consume. Next, Thinker Blend is the free product of the month from doTERRA. Thinker is the focus blend from doTERRA. Stay on task, feel alert, focused, and avoid getting distracted. That's what Thinker is designed to help you do. Thinker can help with mental energy while promoting a stronger sense of concentration, especially when distractions are high. Herbal and slightly sweet, the unique aroma helps instill feelings of clarity during times of confusion. And especially right when we're going back to school, when we are, I guess, quote unquote, life-changing events, things are going on. We need to be a little bit more focused, concentrated on the task at hand. Definitely reach out to me. It's the free product of the month until the 15th. So there is still a few more days left to get free stuff. If you're like me and you love free stuff, definitely reach out to me. Drop me a comment, send me a message, and we'll get you rocking and rolling. I don't actually have it here, but lastly, Copaiba is 15% off this month. That is such an amazing deal. Copaiba is one of the best oils that I have ever come across. It is actually one of the most anti-inflammatory oils on the planet. So definitely, if you or somebody you know of is dealing with any sort of discomfort, and it's really dragging you down in your life, definitely reach out to me. Copaiba is the oil that I love. It's similar to the CBD oil that has taken the world by storm. All of the amazing benefits without the high. So that's really what is much more beneficial about Copaiba oil. Okay, that's where I'm going to cut that off. I promise you, there is so much more going on over here. What a great time to be alive, I promise you that. So, yes, today is Sunday, which means convention is officially over. And oh man, what an amazing convention we had. It was rocking out, jam-packed, an awesome time, literally from the minute that we started. There was a few, just a few moments where it was a little bit hard to follow along. Some of the science stuff, is really, it really takes its toll on you, we'll call it. But what an amazing time. There was so much going on, new products. There's new claims happening. There's stuff going on in the world. There is so much amazingness going on. That's where I wanted to come on, just give my thoughts. Right, a couple things that I learned about doTERRA, about what the future holds for us, what the company envisions with regards to placing themselves in the world and doing better on a global scale. So that's where I wanted to come on, just give my thoughts. A couple of my notes on the convention because it was an actual amazing time. I'm so glad that I was a part of it. Even though I was only a part of it online, virtually, it was still such an amazing time. So much amazingness going on. And that's where I wanted to come on, give some things that I thought, sort of my thoughts, my feelings, and let's get right into it. We'll get rocking and rolling. And, hopefully you find some value in this, because convention, there is still time, right? I believe that it's live streamed until the 30th of September. So you can still purchase tickets and watch it online. It's definitely, right? If you or somebody you know of is interested in, essential oils, boosting your immune system, reducing the toxic load in your lifestyle, all that, living a more natural lifestyle, convention is definitely an event that you want to see, and I'm definitely gonna watch it over and over again. I can be assured of that. So let's get right into it. Number one thing that I wanted to talk about is the new products. New products. There's also exclusive products that only come with the convention kit. I know that it normally sells out really quick, so I don't actually know how many more kits are actually available, because there's a lot of people that watch, and there's a lot of sales that happen within the first few days. But what did we have? We had a brand new cleaning line that's coming out. One of the things that they actually talked about, doTERRA did, is that when you're looking on their product pages, what you can see is there's aromatic use of the oils. In some of the oils can be taken internally, and in topical use of the oils. They're also going to add in a household category for the oils. So oils that you can use in your household to kind of replace the toxic stuff that you bring in, right? All of the cleaning chemicals that we bring into our house are more often than not, produced in a lab and mass produced. So there's a lot of added chemicals and stuff to make it last a lot longer. So that's where I love what doTERRA is doing. They're bringing in, household products that we use on an everyday basis, right? What do they bring in? Soap, sanitizer, there's laundry pods, right? Not any more detergent. They're doing the pods, dishwasher pods. They've got the oil, obviously, for you to use on your own. They've got refillable cartridges. The best part about the new line is they're actually focusing a lot more on recyclable material. So a lot of the new bottles are coming glass, as well as aluminum, because they're actually a lot easier recycled. That's another thing that doTERRA is really trying to do their hardest at, is reducing their carbon footprint on the world, right? They've already switched over from plastic, fill-ins for their boxes, I think we'll call them, for lack of a better term, over to cardboard and reused paper. So that's already a new thing right there. So that is just super exciting. We actually learned something, because doTERRA already has kind of a cleaning line. It's the On Guard line. And On Guard is used for boosting the immune system. So they made that into a whole bunch of household products. But that's really what we learned more than anything, is this new line is used for outside in your household, and the doTERRA line, or the On Guard line, is used for internal consumption, right, to boost your immune system that way. So that is super exciting to come out. There's a 4-pack of bottles that I actually just saw here, and they are sold out. So they launched this. When did they launch it? On Thursday. And the 4-pack of dispenser kits are already sold out. That's crazy. Now that's in the U.S., right? So I don't know. Different markets could have different things, but that's actually crazy right there. They also came out with a vanilla oil, Madagascar vanilla. What a great oil that's going to be. I can only imagine that it smells delicious. I know that one of Tina's favorite scents is actually vanilla, so I know she's going to fall in love with that. That's going to be so much fun happening around here. Another oil is Hygge, I think they called it. And that one is like a spin-off of the Beautiful Blend. If you know anything about the Beautiful Blend, that's another one of Tina's favorite oils. So there's going to be a lot of things coming in this house that I don't really know that I'm going to get too much time with. That's all I can say. Was there anything else that I'm missing? They came out with a Copaiba Touch, roller blend. That one's amazing. Copaiba is actually one of the most anti-inflammatory oils on the planet. And what they did was they put that into a touch roller, so it's diluted with fractionated coconut oil. Why that is important is because at the very base of it, essential oils are volatile aromatic compounds. It just means that they switch states from a liquid to a gas very quickly. So that's why the coconut oil is great to slow that absorption, allow deeper penetration, and increase benefits. There's so many new things coming out. I'm so excited with this one. Last year's convention, they didn't actually do too many new products because of COVID and all the stuff that happened around the world with regards to transporting things and packaging and shipping and all that stuff, right? So this year they totally made up for it, and oh man, I actually can't wait for those products to come. We actually got the email yesterday, I think it was, that our order is in the mail being shipped. Oh man, I can't wait. Number 2 thing that I learned, that I really took to heart from convention was the relentless testing that doTERRA goes through. And this is really something that doTERRA has decided to do on their own, because there is not any sort of quote-unquote industry standard, right, for, with regards to essential oils. You can have, I don't actually know the exact number, but I believe it's something like 10, maybe even 20% of essential oil, and you can actually call that pure oil. And I mean, I don't know about you, right? But if I'm buying, a Thinker blend, or if I'm buying a peppermint oil, and only 25% of what's in that bottle is actually peppermint oil, and the next 75% is whatever else is in there, that's actually, that doesn't really make me feel good at all. And that's really what sets doTERRA apart of that. They actually have a third-party testing. They do what's called a certified pure therapeutic grade testing level, and that's like a level above the industry standard, because there is really no industry standard, right? It's kind of very low, and doTERRA has gone above and beyond that in order to make sure that their testing is also, it's also above and beyond expectations, right? That's also why they bring in a third-party independent tester. So if there is ever a point in time where doTERRA maybe says, this is actually good enough, there's a third-party tester that comes out and says, hey bro, your oils aren't 100% pure, and we have to publish this article, right? Their testers have their articles that they have to publish. And if their article comes out published that says that doTERRA is not 100% pure, but doTERRA's article comes out and says that they are 100% pure, well, that's where the imbalance comes. That's where the arguments come, and that's where people start losing faith in the company, right? They start losing faith in the people that are supposed to help them through tough times, and that's definitely what what doTERRA is doing with their relentless testing, right? Vigorous testing. They did, what were they talking about? They did a lavender oil, and over 4 years and over 1,300 tests. It was either 1,300 or 13,000, and I can't actually remember the specific number. But either way, that's their commitment, right, to relentless testing. There was something that I learned that two-thirds of oils on the market are actually impure oils, and even when you do, this is something that really that really caught me, was that even when you do get 100% pure oil from the company, more often than not, the next 2 oils, right, 2 out of 3, are going to be adulterated in some way. So there's no real way for them. That's where doTERRA has sort of broken those boundaries, right? They've broken through those barriers, and they have actually come, I believe their plus minus ratio was like 1%. So it's, plus minus 1% every single time they put, an oil through. So that's how that they're testing, they're testing for everything possible, and they're doing it relentlessly, and they're doing it vigorously, so that there is only the best. Their motto is, right, pursue help the most and pursue. I don't actually remember their motto. I can't think of it off the top of my head right now, but it's pursue the best and help the most. And that's really what it is. They want the best products for us, right? The certified pure therapeutic grade, so that our oils actually benefit us therapeutically as opposed to just having a nice smell. You can really make anything smell like anything you want. One of the things that I've really learned more than anything is lavender is actually one of the most synthesized oils in the world. So that's where a lot of people don't like the smell of lavender. And for me, we actually bought a dollar store lavender and it stinks. It's the grossest thing I've ever smelled in my life. And I can promise you that's why a lot of people don't like lavender, because it just stinks, right? It's not the lavender that they're smelling, it's the chemicals that are added into so that those companies can mass produce lavender and make the most amount of money. That's not what doTERRA is looking at. That leads me to my next one with the sourcing initiative. doTERRA has a thing called co-impact sourcing, and I actually have a little blurb here about the sourcing. In addition to supplying the highest quality essential oils, doTERRA is committed to making a positive difference in the lives of farmers, harvesters, distillers who contribute to doTERRA's oil production. With more than 140 origin oils in its product line, doTERRA sources its oils from over 45 different countries in the world, more than half of which could be considered developing countries. To ensure that small-scale farmers and harvesters in disadvantaged areas are treated ethically, doTERRA has introduced an initiative called Co-Impact Sourcing. Co-impact sourcing creates shared value for all stakeholders in the supply chain by being at the source and intentionally implementing environmental stewardship and or social impact initiatives. Co-impact sourcing seeks to develop long-term, mutually beneficial supplier partnerships while creating sustainable jobs and providing reliable income in underdeveloped areas. doTERRA is committed to ethical treatment of its suppliers by providing on-time payments at fair prices. Growers and harvesters are encouraged to form cooperative groups to share collective benefits and bargaining power that will improve skills and capacity. So, actually, one of actually, I'll get into that. Actually, you know what? I'll get into that after. But that's really what doTERRA is all about, right? Their thing called Source to You is just that. They go in, so one of the things that was explained to us was that they knew that if they were going to get 100% pure quality oils every single time in order to sell to people the best possible products, that model would not be sustainable if they were just buying off the open market. So that's why they had to go into these countries where the oils are made. So like, for example, frankincense comes from Somaliland. Vetiver comes from Haiti. Lavender comes from France, right? So doTERRA went into these countries, decided to help out these farmers right from the ground, right? So what happens normally with an essential oil, right? It comes from the farmers and then it goes through a middleman to a distiller, right? That's where those middlemen gotta make money. Then from the distiller, it goes through another middleman to go to a marketing director so that they can market it. Then it goes through another middleman to go to the company who sells it to then the customer, right? So there's a lot of hands that need to be fed by the time this oil comes from the ground to the consumer that is actually ingesting or that is actually consuming the product. So that's where doTERRA has gone in and eliminated all of the middlemen, gone directly to the farmers, decided to help out them from the beginning, right? And then what they are is now they're basically entrepreneurs, right? They own their own business. And what was the impact? There is, now I don't know, actually this might only be in one country, but it might actually not be. No, I can't see it being in one country. But they have actually created over 4,000 jobs. It's like 4,600 and something. And they've impacted over 2.7. I believe it's almost 3 million people in the world that doTERRA has helped. Just by their Source to You initiatives, right? They put these farmers to work because they are already doing that, right? These farmers are already working. They're already growing, frankincense trees or vetiver plants or, all of those plants they're already doing. So doTERRA just comes in and gives them fair price, sometimes even more than market value, to get the products from them, and that way they can, they help them in their country, right? That's where they need, that's where they come up with initiatives to help with them. That's my next one, Healing Hands, and I'll just keep going for this one. doTERRA's Healing Hands supports development projects in sourcing communities. Projects include schools, health clinics, improved infrastructure, and clean water systems. This is one of the things too, right? Some of those countries in Africa, they play this video a lot, and it really touches my heart. This one place in Africa, they had to walk, it was 3 hours round trip just to get clean drinking water. And this was everyday trip that they had to make for them, right? So every day they had to go down the mountain 3 hours there and back to get clean water that really wasn't drinkable until they went and heated it up. So then they would boil the water, kill out all the bacteria, and then they could drink it, right? And then they could use it for showers and stuff like that. And I mean, at that point, it's boiling hot water, so you still got to wait for it to cool. But that's where, the Source to You initiative, as well as the Healing Hands Foundation, they kind of work together. And what that does is they go in and they help, like I just said, build schools for children that don't have access to school. In some African countries, they only they're only focused on getting the boys into school. They don't care about the girls getting education. That's where doTERRA came in, built a school, said the only way you're getting the school built is if you give the girls just as much access to the schools as the boys. And that's where that one was huge, right? Healing Hands is also part of so many initiatives around the world. Right at the forefront at this current moment is human trafficking, child trafficking, and help with forest fires around the world, or at least around the U.S. and Canada right now, right? There's forest fires that are burning down entire cities, communities. People's entire crops are being burned to the ground, right? That's where doTERRA helps those people out in a time of need. Human trafficking is such a terrible thing that is, and the worst part about that is there's so much money to be made. So as much as, we can try and get ahead of human trafficking, like I just said, there's so much money to be made. So if somebody's not doing it, there's another person that's going to be doing it, because it's just such a fruitful business. It's terrible. It is the worst possible thing that you could think of. But, I mean, it is a very lucrative business, and people are going to make money off of it for, the foreseeable future. But it doesn't mean that we have to give up. It doesn't mean that we can't help however many people that we can help, whatever people we can help. And that's where, I couldn't even imagine, right? If I got, kidnapped, right? And I was in some place where I didn't want to be, right? With people that I don't want to have me. Or, I couldn't even imagine if a child of mine or a nephew of mine, or, even my brother or my sister, I couldn't even imagine what I would do. And I'm so very thankful that there's people like the people from doTERRA with the Healing Hands Foundation, and people that are actually interested in helping, put an end to human trafficking. As much as it's not going to be, or it's going to be around for a long time, it's not like we can't do anything about it. It's not like, we just close that book and say, okay, if we don't think about it, it's not going to happen. Because when we don't think about it, that's when it happens more, right? When we're turning a blind eye, that's when, disaster strikes. So I really love these two initiatives right here. The Source to You, which is helping the farmers from the, right from the ground, right in ground zero, and then helping with, so many different initiatives around the world. And, we donate to that every time. There's a little box to donate $1 or $2 to the Healing Hands Foundation every order that we do. And I'm sure that we're not alone in the doTERRA family, but I do that. I make sure to donate. It's like $1 or $2 every single order that I make, right? So, for me, I'm only donating 20, 30, 40, 50, maybe $100 a year. But, multiplied by the amount of people in doTERRA, that's a lot of money that's being that's being donated to great causes all the time. My last one here that I have is Purity Matters. This one is really at the forefront of what doTERRA wants as a company, wants to be known as. Pursue what's pure is their motto, right? You can basically pull up any sort of literature that you can get your hands on from doTERRA, and I will almost guarantee, I'm a betting man, so I will definitely put money on the fact that all of it has some sort of pursue what's pure logo on it, because that's really what it is, right? Pursue what's pure. And if you're not getting pure oils, I just said earlier that there is no industry standard, right? You don't have to have 100% pure. You don't have to have even that many or that much essential oil in order to call it 100% pure. You don't have to do anything like that. And it is so much more beneficial and profitable for a company to not have 100% pure essential oils and to only have 25 or 30% and then add the rest with filler, because that's a super easy way to mass produce the oil and you make tons of money off of it. Why wouldn't you want to put your business model around that? That's just good business right there, no? That's where doTERRA has come out and said that that's not acceptable. I love what they were talking about at convention, is that our bodies can actually realize the difference between 100% pure essential oil that is therapeutic grade and beneficial for our body, and oils that have had additives put in them in order to alter the chemical construction of them. So that is actually mind-blowing right there. That blew my mind. When our bodies can actually realize when we are getting 100% pure essential oil versus getting an adulterated oil that has additives in it. That is actually crazy, and I mean that just speaks to how awesome we are as people, right? There's a story that I really love hearing, and this was from a couple of years ago at convention. An oil called birch oil. doTERRA was actually supposed to be a free giveaway oil for us because it was supposed to come in our kit that we got. But what happened was doTERRA wasn't able to get 100% pure birch oil. They were only able to get 97% pure. And I mean, let's put this into a little bit of context here, right? If you got, if your child came home and got 97% on the test, would you tell them that that's the worst possible thing that they've ever done? And, that why couldn't you do better? Where's your 100%? Get back to your room and do more homework? Chances are probably not. You tell them that that was amazing. You did a wicked job. You tried your hardest. There's sometimes you can't get 100%, and you'd probably be telling all of your friends and family how smart your kid is. You're signing them up for Harvard because they're basically going there, right? 97% is a really good number, right? It's very good. It is really great. The greatest baseball player ever hit 300, right? So he missed 7 times out of 10, out of every 10 at-bats. That's crazy. But doTERRA said 97% isn't good enough. We need 100% or we're not going to sell the oil. That to me spoke a lot of volumes about them. They could 97%. I mean, how many people would actually even care that there was that it was 97% and not 100? Right? I mean, for me, that's good enough. Right? That's like basically it. And I know I'm not alone. I know there's a whole bunch of people that would agree with me 100%. That 97% is, basically good. But they said, no, that's not it. They're not in it to make money. They're not in it to make profits. And if they were, they would have done that a long time ago, and they wouldn't even bother trying to get even 97%. They'd go, 30, 40%, and then boom, make a heck of a lot more money. That's not what they're in it for. They are in it to pursue what's pure. They are in it to make sure that every single oil that we get is 100% pure, therapeutic grade, beneficial, to make sure that it helps us from an inside-out perspective. Essential oils have been around for thousands of years, and they are actually meant to help us beneficially as people. We as people have the same chemical composition as plants. So everything that the oil is doing for the plant, that's what it does for our body. And when you're not getting 100% pure oil, you are not getting 100% pure benefits. You are getting, kind of it. You know what you're getting? You're getting a nice smell. That's all I got for you for today. I really hope you enjoyed this. I know I had some fun making it. Feel free to share this with your friends, a family member, perhaps somebody from your team that you feel needs to hear this. If you'd like to learn more about essential oils or how to get your hands on some of this cool stuff that I'm talking about, or if you'd like a free sample of oils just to get your hands on a little taste tester before you make a full-on commitment, definitely reach out to me, drop me a comment, send me a message saying me, and we'll get you rocking and rolling. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day and an even better weekend, and I look very forward to talking to you again. I love you guys. Bye for now.